In this lesson, we're going to continue looking at export options, but the settings we're covering are in a slightly different area. Settings button in the Properties panel with nothing selected on the stage, or by choosing File and Publish Settings here. In the Publish Settings dialog, we have two areas. The top one deals with profiles. We can make a bunch of choices in the bottom area and then save it all as a profile for quick future access. And we're given a few profile management tools. Import or export profiles lets us move the files containing profile information around. And notice that these files are XML documents. Lots of things in the computer world are heading more and more towards XML. Next, we can create a new profile or duplicate the existing one to use it as a starting point. Finally, rename or delete profiles here. Now, in the bottom half of the dialog, we have a bunch of tabs. The far left one determines which tabs are visible and which formats will be created when we publish. This makes it nice and easy to publish a whole collection of different file formats all at the one time. Notice that we can't export to QuickTime format unless we also export to Flash version 5 or earlier. Flash and HTML are the most common export methods. So in this lesson, we're going to concentrate on the Flash tab. Version is first at the top, and we use it to publish for compatibility with the different versions of the Flash player. The decision you make here will depend on your expected target audience. As the version numbers get higher, more and more features are available. For example, filters and blending modes are only available to movies published for the version 8 of the Flash player. The downside of this is that not as many people have the newer versions of the player installed. So people with earlier versions may not be able to see your Flash at all. I usually just select the earliest version that will support all of the features that I want to use. If I don't absolutely need to use filters, for example, I'll choose a version earlier than 8. Next we have load order, which simply tells the Flash player to load either the underlying objects like backgrounds first, or to start at the top. This applies in situations where the viewer has a slow internet connection. If you're right into action scripting, which you're probably not yet if you've gotten this far into a Flash Fundamentals course, you can choose an ActionScript version and use the Settings button to specify a class path. Next, we can generate a size report on export, and we can protect our Flash content from someone trying to copy it and use it in their own Flash. If we do this, we can use password protection so that trusted people can do it. Next, we can allow remote bugging at runtime, and we can turn off movie compression, which of course would only apply if you were delivering your Flash from a CD or something already on the viewer's hard drive. And we can omit trace actions. These are actions that are sent to the output panel. Next, between the release versions 6 and 7 of the Flash player, Macromedia released a halfway version, 6.5. This contained a few enhancements, and if you're publishing for version 6, you can include this. We've already covered JPEG and audio quality settings, so the last thing here is local playback security. The Flash player on the viewer's machine can ask for either permission to access files on that machine only, or files on the network. It can't do both, because that would be a security risk. The player could be made to transfer files out from the viewer's computer to the network or vice versa, and that's a security no-no. And that's it for the Flash Publish settings. Let's move on to the next lesson.